Yes,
Sir.
yes.
All right, we are live. Let me make sure the notification gets set out. Sorry for being late. I totally forgot I had something to do. I'm a little sweaty. I just got came back from outside. I'm from Texas, so
Mhm.
it's super hot. It's like 100 and it feels like 106 right now.
What's
So
that in degrees Celsius?
in Celsius, let's see, 100 degrees. That's like 37 degrees
Gee,
Celsius. Yeah.
37.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wicked, bro. I'm telling you.
Is it
But
like every day where
yeah,
you live?
it's like that every day. And the thing about Texas is during summer, spring, super hot. But when it's winter, it's not like it gets cold, but not like, oh, you're from Texas, so 50, 40 degrees cold. No, it gets like, let me pull up the conversion again. It gets really cold here as well. It's super um bipolar. Let me It gets around 10, no, not 10, lower than that. It can get to -6 degrees Celsius as well during winter. It's super. Look, anybody from Texas that watches me, y'all know. Y'all like I'm not just sitting here capping. Y'all know. But anyway, I see a couple of you guys in here. What's good, Johnny? What's up, y'all? What's up, John C? Um, shit, I guess I can start the stream right now. What's good with y'all? It's Glow here. Back with another stream. I got a very special guest, my boy Cav67. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up? My name's Cav67, and yeah, I have like a small self-improvement channel where I just make videos on self-help, really. So yeah, short
Yes, sir.
introduction.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you on. I appreciate you being here, taking
Pleasure.
time out your day, come chop it up. And I got a couple topics to go over. It's gonna be like a chill conversation. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
interrogate you or anything. It's gonna be pretty chill.
yeah, yeah.
I guess the first question I was wondering whenever I was going over your channel, watching a couple of your videos, was what made you want to start? Like, what was the kickstart to starting your channel?
Kickstart my channel. So I I think what's it when I was watching Jordan Green.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that actually made me want to start a self-improvement channel. So, the channel I have right now, that's not actually the first channel self-improvement channel I had. I had one like last year in like early 2021, like January time.
Yeah.
And like I was literally making like these like self-improvement videos I was making right now, but just a little bit not as great as they were. And then eventually I like stopped making those videos and what's it did a different style of content, and then I just came back to making self-improvement videos again. So yeah.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Man, shoot, everybody on my channel, I guess I try and say my origin stories. I don't like have an official video on it, but every time I stream here, then the question comes up and I always say. But it was around last year, um,
Mm.
March 2021. Before that point, I was making videos as well, like yourself. I was making, I wasn't even really making self-improvement videos. It was more like, like American football videos, like reactions, stuff like that. But I always wanted to make self-improvement videos. I just didn't know how to start. You feel me?
Mm.
So I went through like a pretty like I was just in a really bad place around that time. You feel me? I went through a bad breakup and I was like
Oh, shit.
I was down bad, you feel me?
Yeah.
I was watching a lot of Jordan as well. I was watching um one of my boys now, Care for Rami. I was watching his channel. I was watching Cole Hastings, some of these, well-known self-improvement guys. And then I just had the idea like if they can make videos like this, if they can help people regardless, I can do that as well, and I can help share my experience to help somebody else because I didn't want somebody else to feel the way I was feeling. You get me? So
Mm.
I just started making videos. No, after that, I was still kind of making some reaction channels, and then one day I just dropped a no fat video just out of nowhere,
Mm.
and it kind of got some traction, and I just kept going, kept going, kept going, kept going, and it actually, I just felt so good making videos that really helped me, and I knew it was helping people as well. And ever since then, I just kept going, and we here now. Feel me?
Yeah, like I can tell you're really passionate in your videos when I watch it. So yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I can see the
yeah.
passion.
That's really the goal. It's like I remember one of my inspirations, Soul Illuminati Spiritual Soul. and his videos always give the vibe like you FaceTiming him, right? So I was like, I need to bring that. I need to have that type energy, that type vibe to my videos, so people can feel like they can really resonate with me, like I'm really talking to them face to face. And that's really, I feel like that's super, super, super important. Super important for like building that connection with your supporter base. You know what I'm saying? People want to listen to somebody they could relate to, you know, not like some, I don't know. I never say I'm perfect or anything, because you know we're all learning, we're all improving each video at a time as we learn. So yeah.
Wait,
But,
I think I forgot to share the stream on my
oh yeah,
premium.
you can go ahead, do that.
I'll do that real quick. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I know I kind of came in late and it was, you know, disorganized, but I got another question too while you're doing that. But
Go on.
does your family know about your YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, they all know it. Like my mom, dad, brother, uncles, aunt, like they all know it.
Really?
They all know about my channel. Yeah, everyone knows about it. Like, so at first I kept it a secret. Like for the first couple months, it was like a secret. I only told my brother and one of my cousins. And then so the way they all found out they all found out my channel was this. So one day my cousin was watching one of my videos on his like on the computer, and then his
Yeah.
dad walks in and sees me. He's like, "Wait, what? Is that Coven on the screen?" And he's really confused. And then one day, so we have like a family group chat with all the like uncles, aunties, and cousins. Yeah, I don't know if you guys do that as well. It's like an Asian thing. And
Yeah.
then my uncle shares the video onto the group chat, and that's how everyone found out. And I was just like, oh my god, I thought they were gonna
That's
get mad
crazy.
because I swear in my videos quite a lot sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I thought they were gonna be mad at it, but no, they were pretty chill. In fact, they were pretty happy I was making videos. And then I like how everyone else found out, like other like random relatives. Like I think my dad like shared the videos to like random people. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. How'd you feel about that? Were you like weirded out at all? Did you not want them to figure out at all, or what? How'd you feel about that?
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of annoyed because I wanted to keep it a secret until I got to 1,000 subscribers. I was like, when I get to 1,000, then I'll show my parents. So I'm like, oh yeah, look what I've been doing. You know, like I kind of want to just keep it a secret, but yeah, it got like revealed too soon.
Yeah, the reason I asked, because I remember it wasn't even that long ago until my family, like my brother was really the only one that knew about my channel, because he had a YouTube channel, and this was around a year ago. He had a YouTube channel that had around 200 subs, and he was just posting gameplay. And I had started making videos as well, right? And it wasn't until maybe a couple weeks ago to where my mom comes in and she's like, she just asked, I guess she hears me recording sometimes or whatnot, and she was like, "Can I see your YouTube channel?" And I was like,
Oh,
like I was like, nah. She was like, "Why?" I was like, "You're not really the target like audience or whatever." I hit her with that because, like, you know, we talk about things like no fap and whatever. I'm like, I don't want my mom listening about like no fap and shit like that. You feel me? So it was just it was super awk. And eventually I sent it to her and she sees like the subs. I was gonna keep it a secret until I got monetized. That was my plan, to show them that, you know, it had gained enough traction to where I could, you know, actually earn money off of it, right? So that was the plan. It didn't go to plan, obviously.
yeah.
And because you know how my family's African as well. So I kind of know how, you know, like families that aren't from the US think. And they think like, for example, like YouTube and things on the internet, they won't take it serious unless, you know, things like money and like sponsorships and whatever comes in. Then they're like, okay, if there's money involved and they're actually making some type of money, they can go somewhere with it and they'll take it serious, right? So that was my whole fear. That was my whole fear, was like, okay, if they find out about my channel and I'm not really making any money or getting any views, they're kind of just gonna like almost clown it in a way, you know, or like, oh, look, this isn't. But I mean, even though I haven't gotten monetized yet, they've still been pretty like supportive. They watch my workout videos and they send it around, and it's pretty funny. It's actually really, really funny.
That's sick, man. Like Oh, yeah, another thing as well. You know how you said like you might be worried about how they might be like look at the NoFap videos. What was their reactions to the NoFap videos?
Yeah, bro. Oh my goodness. So whenever I sent the link to my mom, she was standing in the doorway and she actually clicked on the channel. Like I was in my bed and she started playing some of the videos. And she just started playing some of the videos out loud. And I curse in my videos, whatever. I'm not really thinking about my family when I make my videos. I'm thinking
Mm,
about, the community and whatnot.
exactly.
And I mean, I'm 19, so I'm not a kid anymore. So it's not like she can tell me like what videos to. It's my channel. She can't tell me what videos to make and whatnot, and what to say and what not to say. So she didn't really know what NoFap. Like she didn't even know I was talking about. So I'm thankful for that. But I don't know if she still watches my videos in like secret or whatever, or my family watches my videos in secret. I know whenever I check my analytics and I look at the audience and I see the age range, I do notice that there's a lot more people in the 35 to 44 age range that are watching my videos as well. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, it just makes me wonder, man. But yeah, bro,
No,
goodness.
because like I think my mom had like a similar reaction too. She asked like I think I made like a NoFap video for the first time, and then she asked me, "Oh, what's that video you made about today? What's NoFap? What does that mean?" And then I had to explain it to her what it was, and she was like, "Oh, okay, fair enough." And then she just walked out. She didn't really.
Yeah, and in the end, like it's a good thing. It's not like we're on here like telling people to like not do no fap or whatever, right? So I mean, if they can, as long as they understand it, I feel like parents will get behind it. But it's still kind of weird. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I still I don't want to be on here telling, you know, like my audience about like a relapse or whatever, and then my mom's asking me like, "Why do you beat your meat?" or something like, you feel me? Like it's just super weird, bro. It's super weird. So anybody in here, you think about starting a YouTube channel, man? Like I really wouldn't like worry too much. I was even really thinking about that when I started my channel, when I started making these type videos. Like, what's my family gonna think? Whatever. I would recommend don't even think about that. Just make the videos, produce, just talk about what you want to talk, and worry about that later because it's not affecting me. I'm pretty sure it's not affecting you. You still making great content. I'm still making videos. So yeah.
Mm.
But I saw your stream. I remember seeing your stream with Akash. I think it
Oh,
was
yeah.
earlier this year.
Yeah.
How'd you meet Akash? Because that's my guy. That's my guy. I love messing with him. But how'd you get in contact with him?
All right. So I'll say from like the very start. So I think I found his channel like Spiritual Drew in like March 2021. I found him through
Mm.
Jordan when he did the live stream with Jordan Green.
Oh
Then
yeah.
I started watching his videos, and then I think I started commenting on it as well. And then afterwards, I think he noticed my channel was like kind of popping off in like December. And then afterwards, like he commented, and then he DM'd me on Instagram, like saying, "Oh, do you want to hop on a live stream?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And then that's how I got into live stream with him.
Oh yeah. That's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. Um, I had a question. Where do you live again? You live in the UK, right?
Yeah, UK, UK.
UK. Where's your family from?
Oh, like originally,
Yeah, originally.
from Sri Lanka. You know what Sri Lanka is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
Really,
like
that's crazy.
yeah,
That's wild. Have you ever been over there?
yeah. I've been there like 4 times, I think, around four
Four
times.
times. Man, what's it like over there?
It's really hot.
Yeah, it's like tropical, right? Tropical, like a lot of trees and whatnot. It's humid. It's by like water, right? So
A lot of coconuts as well.
hell yeah, hell yeah. That doesn't really sound too different from where my family's from. My family's from a place in West Africa. It's called Ivory Coast, Cote
Oh,
d'Ivoire.
Ivory.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's the same type of climate. I've been there. Last time I went, I want to say 8 or 7,
mm.
and really tropical. A lot of coconuts, really hot.
Oh,
Um, yeah, hot. It's the same thing here. You feel me? Same thing, Texas. So I've just always grew up in like hot places, hot climates. You just got to be built different. I know Akash. He can tell you too. He stays like a couple hours away from me. So
oh,
um,
yeah.
same with Jordan. So do you know who Care for Rami is or Rami Hendrix?
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He stays in Texas too. So
Mm.
um Yeah, we could all tell you about how hot it is, bro. It's different. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Do you have any questions or anything like that?
All
Like
right, I was gonna ask like, what made you want to start your YouTube channel? Like, what was the initial drive? Was it
oh
when it was like you had the breakup with your girlfriend?
oh yeah. So man, goodness. I think okay, so the exact point where I was like really I was like, you know what, let me like actually start making videos. Let me get up, let me start, grinding.
Mm.
Um, it was, I think I remember the date. It was April 18th. April 18th. And I was just sitting in bed. Um, it was after a FaceTime call. I ended up getting off the phone with her. This was already after we were broken up. It was, I don't even remember what the call was about, but I remember it was so weird. It was such a weird situation because like I was on the phone with her and then I thought it was a one-on-one call, but like there was other people wired into the call. So they were listening. It was super weird. So they were listening to everything we were saying, right? And I just remember like after the call had ended, one of my friends was texting me about the call. And I was like, wait, how do you like know about that? And he had told me the whole thing, like they were listening in on it. It was so weird. And at that moment, I was so like down bad and angry and whatnot. And I was just like, nah, I can't, I can't do this anymore. Like I don't want anybody to feel like this. And from that point on, I was just like, nah, let me get in my bag. Like I still remember I have the picture of like I just went and I took a picture in the mirror. It's in one of my old videos. It's like an Easter egg. But I took a picture in the mirror and I was like, from this point on, like I'm never gonna be like this ever again. And then from that point on, I just started grinding. I just got in my bag. I did everything I had to do. YouTube, I was posting like almost every day. And it was good. Kind of kept my mind off it, but it was really for me. And I mean, shit, a year later, I got 1K subs in like
Yeah.
maybe 8 months or something like that. I grew really fast. And shout out to Akash, shout out to Rami. I actually ended up getting a stream with Jordan, and then from there it's kind of been up, and yeah, but all of that would have never happened if that girl hadn't broke up with me. That was kind of like the
Yeah.
a wake up slap, because up to then, like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm sure you've heard like how once you're in a relationship, like men tend to get comfortable, and you from the validation you're getting, there's not really a need to change. You kind of get lazy, whatnot. I was lazy. I was cruising through life. I knew I wasn't doing what I could have been doing. I know I wasn't living up to my potential really, but I didn't really care at the time until the breakup happened. I was like, oh, like it's time for me to get on my shit. And ever since then, it's just been up. Feel me? So
That's inspiring, man. I
yeah,
respect that a lot.
I appreciate that, bro. And it just it just goes to show, man, that like when we make videos on hard times, create stronger people and whatnot, like it's really not cap. Like
Yeah.
the way to grow is through like ruins. Like you can't grow in a comfortable situation if you have everything around you made and whatnot, and you're just chilling. Like there's nothing to really challenge you. How can you get better? So I'm really, 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 really grateful for that time. And um yeah, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't go through that. And I'm sure you have stories and you have testimonies of hard times and battles that you went through that you can look back and be like, I'm really happy I went through that, even at the time if you didn't feel that way. Because I know for anybody in this stream that has been depressed or been really down, or you're battling with an addiction or something, at that time you're not even really thinking about it. You're not happy about the time. You're not thinking like, oh, this is something I want to go through. It's something that you really don't want to be at the time. It's something you don't want to go through. But once you start changing and you become better, you're like, man, I'm so happy I went through that. You feel me? And yeah, I'm just grateful for every day. And I talk about it all the time, not because like I missed a girl or anything like that. It's just because that was really the time, where I can be like, damn, like I really grew up, like I really got my shit together.
What's it? I got one question just about relationships in general.
Oh
So
yeah,
like,
for sure.
you know how like people say like, you know, like, oh yeah, when guys get into a relationship they get complacent. Could you argue that one reason might be because the girl also is not ambitious and doesn't have goals herself as well, and that
That's a good.
they didn't
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, man, that's a good question. I wouldn't say. I say it's like, because as a dude, right? Of course, relationship is two people, but you're still individual, right?
yeah,
The obviously an ideal relationship would be both of you having goals, both of you pushing each other, striving to get better, whatnot, right? You're both challenging each other and you're growing together and you're doing it out of love or whatnot, right? That's the ideal relationship. But that's a really good question. I never really thought about that. Because I wouldn't say the girl didn't have goals of her own. She definitely wasn't lazy or anything like that. But um it's like, how do I explain it? What's a good analogy? It's kind of like, and that's a really good question. I did not think about that. Let me think about that for a second.
yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I would even say that is the lack of ambition from the other person. I'll speak about it in my case. I just know that I still had goals and whatnot to achieve, but just the things like I'm not gonna lie, like sex and whatnot, like it you don't really like once you get that and once you have like a bond with somebody close and you're having that like almost every week, like I'm not gonna lie, like everything else just doesn't matter. It gets pushed away. And it's kind of almost like a spell, almost like in a it's so weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something that you kind of have to go through. But I will say that I should have been like now that I've gone through that and I've realized the mistake of me being complacent, any relationship that I get into next or, after that point, I'm a lot more aware of whenever I'm falling off. And, the girl could be, obviously, I would want to grow with like, goals, ambitions, and whatnot. So that would help now, but I'm a lot more aware to me falling off. I'm never going to slip back to how I was. And because yeah, I'm just never gonna slip back to not doing anything, not being complacent, because that event, that relationship, whatever the breakup was, so I don't even want to use this word because it sounds like overkill, but traumatic that
Okay.
I can't like picture myself. I can't see myself just not doing anything in a relationship. You feel me? It's
Yeah.
just it's just once it happens, like I just can't go back. But let me say what's up to Brenzy. What's good, Brenzy? How you doing, bro?
Oh, yo,
But
what's
yeah,
up
bro.
as well?
Um,
As well.
that's really like heartbreak is one of the biggest motivators in man, bro. I really don't think that, obviously besides like, unless you're like Bruce Wayne, like your family dies, I really don't think there's a bigger motivator than heartbreak, because the way we're wired as men as human beings is to procreate, to spread our seed, whatnot. So whenever something like heartbreak happens and you're kind of forced to be on yourself by yourself, it's a really I can't there's no other feeling I could describe it to. It's a whole other feeling, bro. It really motivates you to get on your stuff for real. So if anybody in here, go get your heart broken one time and stay locked in for 6 months to a year and see where you end up. There's a lot of CEOs that were created out of heartbreak, a lot of bosses that were created out of heartbreak, a lot of influencers that were created out of heartbreak. So go get your heart broken and see where you end up.
I
For
might get heartbroken as well then in that case.
yeah, man. But here's another question I have. When did you start working out? What are you more of a calisthenics person or do you lift weights or what do you do?
I actually use the gym rings now, so like calisthenics, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
More calisthenics guy. So we'll see. I started working out. Okay, I'll say like I started working out in 2017, but like not properly. This is when I was a complete noob. I didn't even watch any gym videos back then. I just went in there, just freestyled. I
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So obviously, I'm not going to count 2017 and 2018. So I'll say officially 2019 April, but I wasn't consistent. I was only consistent when it was March 2020, like when the lockdown was happening. Like my exams were cancelled, so and I had a lot of free time, and I was like, you know what, this is literally the only chance I have to literally work out because I've got all this free time. I can never like use the excuse of, oh, I haven't got time because of this. Like I have time now, and
Yeah.
so yeah, that was when I literally started taking it like really seriously. And as long as that, I was working out with my cousins for a video call, just so I can have like an accountability partner, just to
Hmm.
like keep motivated. And then after that, I was able to be consistent on my own because like I started seeing results. That you know, one thing I realized is that I'm like, do you sometimes feel like you're more motivated to go to the gym because you've got the body? Do you sometimes feel?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of days where it's like, and it's kind of, if you really think about it, low key kind of unhealthy, but it's a good motivator at times when you really don't feel like it's like, oh, if I don't work out today or tomorrow, I'm gonna lose. I'm just gonna wake up and just lose everything, you know? And
Yeah,
sometimes thinking like that really helps me get into the gym. But yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from with that.
yeah,
Man, yeah. Gym rings though. I've seen gym rings. I've seen people use gym rings. One of the first people I saw use gym rings was Hamza. And
yeah.
man, I don't know how people do that. I'm not gonna lie. Like that just looks like, I don't want to say complicated, but it looks like you need an extreme amount of core strength and just core balance and everything, man. How'd you get into that? Like, was it like a hard learning process, or was it a learning curve to that? Oh, how'd you start doing that?
So like before I started using rings, I was just doing like the home workouts, like just push-ups, pull-ups, squats, like just doing the basic stuff. And then I transitioned into rings. But I'll be honest, like I didn't really find it that difficult the transition. Like it was a bit annoying at first because of my wrists, like they really hurt because like you're not you really used to like holding things like this. But
Yeah.
eventually you get used to it after like a month. So yeah. And like actually to be fair, I did go to the gym a couple times, but I don't really enjoy it. I prefer the like just doing calisthenics in general.
Mm. Can I ask you, why don't you enjoy the gym? Like, is there a specific reason? Like
I don't know.
what's
I just like working out outdoors. I really
Mm.
like working out outdoors. That's literally the reason why. And another reason why was because I had this thing called hive. You know what hives are?
Oh, like on your skin, right? Like,
Yeah, I get like these red
yeah.
spots in like really warm environments sometimes. Like I haven't had it recently, which is like I'm so fucking grateful I don't have it anymore. But at the time, I had like really bad hives. So I stepped foot in the gym, and then
Mhm.
within 10 minutes, I get a hive attack. Like there was one time I was only in the gym for like 15 minutes because it was so bad. So yeah, that's why I stopped going for a bit. But I don't know. I can go back now, but I'd rather just work out in nature. I really like working out in nature.
Oh yeah, that's lit. Um, yeah, I'll say for me, I started working out. Maybe I've always been into fitness. I've always been an active person. You know, I played sports throughout middle school, high school, but I really started working out. I want to say in the gym, like consistently with a routine, eating well, maybe last year. Before
Hmm.
then, it was kind of just push ups, pull ups. I had a pull up bar. Not really consistent. I had no idea what I was doing, really just kind of
Yeah.
just going in. And even before then, 2018, 2017, I had a gym membership, right? But
Mm.
I would only go like once a week, and I didn't have a plan. I would just literally go into the gym and just like hopscotch around machines, just doing different things, like doing 100 reps, like on
Yeah.
machines and stuff, just really stupid, right? But last year I had got a cage in my garage with like
Mm.
barbells, weights, dumbbells, all of that. So I started researching online for different programs and different routines. And ever since then, like it's really become like a different like a sort of therapy, you know, and it's so rewarding, like building the body that you want. You know, you look in the mirror, it's a different type of confidence when you could look at yourself and be like, I did that. I
Yeah.
created, you know, especially me. I wouldn't say I grew up pretty skinny. Like I've always been a really lean person. It's kind of been hard for me to put on weight. Um, Even now I still don't have the biggest appetite. Whenever I bulk, I have to force myself to eat. Like I'm good. Like I can eat like once or twice a day and I'll be, you know, satiated for the whole day. And of course, anybody that's trying to build like really serious muscle, like that's not enough um calories or meals. So Um, just actually being able to put on muscle and being able to see the hard work and me eating like actually pay off is super rewarding. Going into the gym, hitting a new like PR, heavy squat or bench press or whatnot is just a different type of feeling. And I'm super grateful for the gym. That's another process that I went through um last year after the breakup. I was just really focused on getting into the gym and just leveling up any sort of way possible. And yeah, man. Bro, what's good, bro?
Oh, Kevin, what's good, man?
What's good, Ski? What you talking about? I do a task, I start. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super like I've been meaning to make a video on procrastination, but I still struggle with it my damn self. So I want to make a video talking about procrastinating, like how to stop procrastinating. And I'm like, it takes me an hour and 30 minutes to get out of bed in the morning. So I want to talk to you about that. Like, have you found success with stopping procrastinating? How do you get up and just do something? Because I'm not gonna lie, that's something I still struggle with to this day. And it's worse because I can catch myself procrastinating and I can like set an alarm. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna set an alarm for 10 minutes. After this alarm goes off, I'm gonna get up and do it. And I'm still in bed or I'm still doing whatever. So, do you have any tips for that? Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm terrible with that. I need any type of advice.
I say one thing is maybe like create like a timetable so that way you don't have time to procrastinate. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
every time you're doing something, you are actually doing something productive that's helping you. So you got to fill in the blanks with like as much as you can, and then when you're free time, that's when you can do the things that you do instead of procrastinating. That's like one thing I'd say. Make like a timetable.
Yeah. All right, bet. I need to write that down. I need to put that in my notes, man. Cause man, that's literally I've had so many requests on do procrastination, dude. I'm like, bro, I'm still struggling with it myself. You feel me? So let's see. What's good, May? What's good, Money May? What's good, Steven? Everybody popping in. What's good? What's good? If y'all have any questions, go ahead, drop them in the chat. We could talk about anything. We just chilling, we just chopping it up. But yeah, appreciate everything. Yeah. But let's see. Other question. Oh yeah, we were talking about NoFap earlier. Was like porn addiction? Was that anything? Did you like struggle with that? Because I know some people find porn later in life than other people. Some people struggle with it a lot longer than other people. Is that something you struggle with throughout childhood, or you kind of got lucky enough to discover it later and you haven't really struggled with it as much? Talk about that.
Yeah, so because I was a late bloomer, I got quite lucky. I only started watching Pornhub when I was 16 years old actually.
Oh yeah, that's late.
I got quite lucky, but
Yeah.
I think the first time I like masturbated was like when I was 15. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was quite later than a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I got quite lucky in the sense that I wasn't like so addicted to the point where I wouldn't be bothered to do anything else like schoolwork or anything. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I know some people like. I know me. I found it pretty early. I'm not gonna lie, maybe like 10 or 11,
And
really early. I don't even remember how I found out about it. I think you hear from people at school, they talk about it. Um but it's not something that even though I watched it a couple times when I was really young, but it's not something that I like came back to frequently, and that's
yeah.
something I'm lucky and I'm blessed for it because I usually had a lot of things going outside like extracurriculars and like football and other sports. So I didn't really have the time to keep coming back to it. It was just, I found it once or a couple times whenever I was really young. And I came back to it maybe like 5 years later whenever I was like 15, 16. And then I'm not gonna lie, it kind of flared up again once the pandemic started and everybody was home and everybody just had time at home to just kind of do whatever. And I remember then that's whenever I kind of realized like, all right, like this is kind of like a problem. I remember like kind of hearing, I didn't even know NoFap was really a thing though. Like I remember watching one video because I used to be subscribed to Spiritual Soul and watch all his videos. He made a video about NoFap, and that was the first ever time I heard about NoFap. I was like, is that a thing? Like, do people actually do that? It was just talking about like, oh, like porn makes you anxious. I was like, that's what planted the seed. But I wasn't really aware, like, even after that, I didn't really think about it too much. And then quarantine hit, and I was like, yeah, I have a problem. And I was like, let me research more about this nofap thing. And that's whenever I found Jordan. That's whenever I kind of got into the self-improvement community. And yeah, see what Ski said. He said my older brother and I only watched one video of that after I figured out what fapping was through school sadly. And that's the thing, most kids figure out what it is through school. Like if you have kids that are like homeschooled from like a young age, like they're less likely to figure out what that is than just a regular kid in a public school or something. Cause I promise you, there's always gonna be that one kid that knows about porn and sex for whatever reason. And it's so weird. There's always that one kid. He said I started late 214 than what the normal is stated by society. Man, that's the thing. Like, it's just, bro, porn is just so like, it's so evil and it's so whack. And it's like, it's designed, the way it's designed is to, like, it's really the worst trap. Like with drugs, like you can, how do I say this? Like I'll say drugs is more, maybe it might be more of a risk thing because with drugs, like, you can overdose, you can die off that, you can end up losing your life. Both can destroy your life regardless if you dabble in it too much. But I say porn is might be, in my opinion, the harder thing to kick because it messes with your biological drive to actually go out and experience sex, healthy relationships for yourself. You feel me? So I'll say in that sense, it might be more, addicting because it's so accessible. It's free. Drugs, you have to pay for it. You have to pay, money to get, and you have to go meet somebody most of the time, or they have to come to you. But literally, you can be anywhere, really. You can realistically watch porn anywhere. You can go to the bathroom and do it. You can be in your room and do it. You know what I'm saying? So because it's more accessible, I feel like it's more hard to kick because you can literally have it if you wanted to right now. You feel me?
Yeah, like literally, like there's so many young people discovering it as well, and it's only getting worse and worse. Like, so bad. Like, it's actually sad as well, and like, it's quite taboo in a lot of like certain cultures as well. Like, a lot of people don't really talk about it. Like, I think Lucid said this, where like I think some cultures, like they'll talk about cigarettes, saying, "Oh yeah, cigarettes are bad for you," but they will never say porn is bad for you because it's kind of awkward to bring it up with like your parents talk to you about, "Oh yeah, don't watch these dirty videos." Like, they will never bring that up. It's like, why would they? It's a bit like, it's like you're too young, you probably wouldn't understand it. But I think it should be brought up so like this problem can be like, avoided. I mean, not avoided completely, but just fewer people just getting addicted to PMO at such a young age. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, like it should be something that people are more comfortable with talking about because it's like any other addiction. It's like a drug addiction, whatever. And of course, in school you have the rallies about drug addiction, don't do drugs, whatnot. And I feel like with porn, like there should be different classes because it is getting worse. There's VR porn now. There's gonna be headsets, bro. It's so wild. There's gonna be headsets with it, and you can literally feel like you're doing. They have like dolls and whatnot. They're gonna have robots. So it's getting worse. It's getting worse. I feel like if there's a time to educate people, educate young kids on it, is now, because it's only gonna get worse and it's only gonna get more addictive. They're literally making it to be addictive. How fast food companies make their food to be, for you to keep coming back like a drug, right? So it's only gonna keep getting more and more addictive. So it's a good one. Porn is free because you pay with your soul. Literally, you get drained. You physically, spiritually, emotionally. But at the flip side, I kind of talked about this in my last video though. I saw a quote. You know who Andrew Tate is, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, dude is everywhere. I saw him. I heard him say something, and it was pretty interesting. And he was like, I think he was talking about nofap, and he was like, if a nut is so like important to you to where like after you relapse, whatever, you don't feel like doing anything, and your day is ruined.
Yeah,
it's your mentality that's needs to be fixed, not like semen. You don't need to go on a semen retention or no fap streak. You have to fix your mental. And I get where he's coming from with that, because if you relapse or whatever, and it's like 2 p.m., right? It's 2 p.m., it's the middle of the day, you relapse. And you have to go to work at 5 p.m. You have to do an essay when you get back, and you have these things to do, right? It shouldn't, like, you still, whether or not you feel like doing it or not because you relapse, you still have stuff to do, right? You still have things to get done. You literally have to go to work. If you don't go to work, you don't eat. So I get where he's coming from. A relapse shouldn't determine your whole day. It shouldn't ruin your whole day. And I feel like that's what I talk about. I feel like you talk about that as well. You know, of course, nobody wants to relapse, of course, but if it happens, it happens, and you should be able to move on from it and get what you need to do done regardless. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what a lot of people need to hear. And people need to stop beating themselves up so much about a relapse, because it's an addiction, right? Any addiction is hard to beat, and you're not going to beat it the first time. No pun intended. But no pun intended. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like a lot of people need to hear that. Yeah, no fap it's a, like, especially the earlier you start, it's gonna take you longer to get rid of it, you know? So it's a process, really. It's kind of like the gym. Like, you miss a day. If you miss a day at the gym, or you don't feel like going to the gym, and you, I don't know, you have a bad workout, like, you're still gonna go up the next day and work out. You're not gonna let that affect the rest of your week whenever you work out. You know, it's a new day, it's a fresh start. So attack that day, regardless of how you feel.
Big facts, man.
Facts, man. Facts. Let me see. Back in older times, you had to pay for the magazines and shit. That's what there's. Oh yeah. Back in the day, like, well, they had like magazines, and you had to, you couldn't, if you were like younger, you couldn't just go into a store and get a magazine. Like, you had to get it through your dad or like an older cousin and whatnot. So it was far more less accessible then. And of course, the VHS, the tapes or whatever, you still had to sneak and get it. But there's none of that now. There's none of that. Like, doesn't matter. You could be literally a 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old kid and search it up, you know, and have it right there. So yeah, this generation is 7, 8 is crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know about no fat 13. I'm 16 now, almost free from the trap. Hey, hey, good shit, bro. Like, that's dope. 7, 8 years old is wild. Like, at that point, man, 7, 8 years old, bro. I had parental controls on my stuff. I don't think I even had a device. I didn't have a phone. I damn sure didn't have a phone. I don't think I even had a Kindle or a tablet or anything at that time.
Yeah, I don't have any of that shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing, bro. With 2022 nowadays, like, it's like you got little kids with iPhones or whatnot. So it's kind of like, you know, it's scary, bro. It really is, bro. Like, kids can really go anywhere on the internet nowadays, bro. Like, it's really it's evil times we living in, for real.
Wait, you say you were 19?
Yeah.
Are you 2003?
2002. I'm turning 20 in a couple months, September 8th.
Oh, I literally turned 20 like a couple of days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, happy belated, bro. 20 years old.
Thank you.
Man, that's crazy. Shoot, anything how do you feel? Because I've been thinking about turning 20 for a while, and I have some goals I want to hit before I turn 20. But how do you feel? How's your state of mind right now? How's your mental?
I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel kind of the same, but now I realize that I don't have a teen after my age anymore. I'm not 18, 19, it's just 20. I'm actually an adult, you know? So I feel like I need to take in more responsibility than I did when I was a teenager. That's what I feel like now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking about as well. It's like, man, like, once September 8th, once September 8th hits, bro, like, that's it. I'm not a teenager anymore. So 20, man. I know we still, like, yeah, we're grown, we're still adults, but it's like, you really don't get into adulthood like
Yeah.
until you're like 21, 22, 23. Because then by then, most kids are getting out of college and they're really starting their lives. So they've been working for a little bit now. So we're still kind of in that transition phase from like high school. You know, if you're in college, I'm in college. Are you in college or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm a university.
University, yeah. So, you know, we're still in uni. So whenever
Mm.
that ends, like it's like really like damn, like you know, you got to figure out everything. Like you on your own, bro. Like you, and in a sense, it's just like it's stressful. But then when you really think about it, it's like when you think of some of the adults are out here walking around, and you're like, oh, if they can like figure stuff out, I know I can too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it's kind of like quote unquote toxic or whatever. It's not a good mindset, but really, if
Mm.
you just go outside and you look at some of the people that are around, you're like, like how, like if they can do whatever, if they can figure life out, I know I can as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
what's good, Randy? But yeah, man, 20 years old, bro. But I feel we going in the right direction, you know? Like,
Mm. For sure.
you know, you got fitness and you got your body in check, your fitness is in order. You got a YouTube channel business going in the right direction. It's growing every single day. And you know, 20s is the time to really like build your foundation. You know, what you can do in these 10 years from 20 to 30 can set you up for the rest of your life, you know,
Sure.
especially if you use the time correctly. And, you know, that's something I've been kind of struggling with lately, you know, with the procrastination. It can be hard to use
Mm.
time as efficiently as you should sometimes, or you can. But I feel like if you can do the things you have to do regardless, then, you know, you'll be all right. And
Yeah.
there's another thing I want to talk about. I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about this in the self improvement community,
Mm.
but finance and like managing money and saving money and budgeting. Like, are
Yeah.
you good with that at all? Because I know me. Like, I put some money away to save and I put some money away to invest and whatnot. But I don't think enough people really talk about, you know, especially at our age when people usually tend to just throw money away and spend it or whatnot. Um,
Mm.
how's your budgeting skills? Like, do you do that at all, or you just kind of
I think in the past I was pretty bad because I was always ordering like deliveries and stuff. But I think
yeah?
recently, because I kind of grounded myself a little bit, I've been a bit more like vigilant with how I'm spending my money. But I'm
Mm,
thinking another reason why I don't really spend much money is because I don't really go out much either. I think that's another
mhm.
reason why. But yeah, I think I've been okay with finance. I'm okay at budgeting, I'd say. What about you though?
Yeah, that's something I've been really trying to crack down on. I've really been trying to save, like put money in savings and putting money into like stocks, like you know, any popular stock like Nike, Amazon, Tesla, things like that. I know, bro, I used to have the worst spending habits. You know, if the money was there, I would spend it. I remember a year ago, I had I always say this, but I spent like around $800 in like maybe like a span of like 5-6 minutes just buying clothes, just yeah, like like shoes, buying clothes, just going through whatever and just buying stuff. And I kind of like I didn't even stop until I really realized like, bro, what did I just buy? You know, and I don't even recognize like track what I bought and stuff. And I was like, nah, I gotta chill out. So it's a lot better now. I don't I don't I
That's
don't,
good.
I don't spend nowhere close to the amount of money. Um I have a couple of books on managing finance. My mom is you know, she does taxes and whatnot, so she's really
Mm.
good with that as well. Um but yeah, a lot of everybody is watching this. We're young men, right? You gotta get your finances in order, bro. You gotta learn now, especially now, because we don't really have too much expenses. Like we don't pay like mortgage or like insurance or anything like that, or we're not paying for like, you know, like a family, like you don't have kids, a wife, or anything like that. So especially now, because let's face it, like most kids nowadays, like 19, 20 college students are broke. So now is the time to really live, like learn how to live frugally. You know, learn how to live with a certain amount of money to spend in a couple weeks or a month before it's too late and you have like bills to pay, you have a car to pay, you have to
Well,
pay for food for not only yourself but other people as well. And your money managing skills are trash. So this is the literally the perfect time to learn how to manage money. When you're by yourself, you're in college, so it's expected to be broke. And yeah, this is literally the perfect time. So anybody, even if you're younger, even if you don't have a job, if you're like 13, 14, 15, 16, whatnot, really just the money that you get on that you actually do touch, put a certain amount away and spend a little bit and really just save more than you spend. That's really just the just the plan. Just save more than you spend and track expenses.
yeah,
That's something it's all easier said than done, of course. But once you get the hang of it and once you really start to apply it, it's like, it's like clockwork. It's easy. But speaking of tracking, I don't think I asked you earlier, but have you ever tracked like your food, like your calories in versus calories out, macros, anything like that?
yeah. I use like my Fitness Pal.
Yeah,
Yeah, I use that. I use that basically to track
my
it.
fitness pal. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, that's what I use whenever I was bulking for a little bit.
Yeah,
I never. That's the thing. Me being like I said, I was a hard gainer. I never really put on muscle or weight pretty easily because I wasn't tracking anything.
yeah,
Like I said, I only used to eat like once or twice a day, and it would be like low cal, like a bagel or like a bowl of fruits or something like that. So I wasn't really eating a lot of calories, and I wasn't eating very often, and I was wondering why I couldn't put on weight. But it's so much easier when you actually have a specific thing to track, and you have like like whenever people hear like tracking your calories or tracking macros, it's scary to a lot of people. They think like literally getting a pen and a paper and like writing down what you eat and whatnot. But we have technology. You can literally just put it into your phone and it already has the calories and whatnot for you. So yeah, that's something that I really like got into not even that long ago, maybe I want to say 4 or 5 months ago, whenever I was tracking my calories and tracking macros and stuff like that. Um, yeah, but even now, I'm kind of just maintaining what I have and just eating like, stuff my mom makes or
yeah.
a snack every once in a while. Let me tell you this though. Let me ask you this. What's your favorite like food just to eat? Like just if you
Just
had,
eat
yeah,
any.
like if there was no like money restriction or whatever, you hungry, it's like I don't know, late night or whatever. What's your go-to snack? What's your go-to meal?
Okay, I'll say meal. It's gonna be a bit stereotypical. Rice and prawn curry.
And what?
Prawns,
Prunes?
prawn like shrimp.
Oh, like a prawn.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought you
the accent. Yeah, the accent.
the accent is crazy. I thought you said prune like the fruit. Oh man,
No,
nah. Yeah, rice goes. Rice goes crazy. I eat rice like all the time. My family's African, so we eat that like every night almost.
no.
Rice is fire. Um,
Wait, do you
shoot,
eat
me.
jollof rice?
You said what?
You eat jollof rice?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
I know.
good, and it's really feeling inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Um, me though, what would be my go-to? I would say something really basic, just basic. More less is better, but probably rice as well. Go
Mm.
with some tomatoes, some like a tomato sauce,
Mm.
and just chicken breast, and that's it.
Okay.
And it's super good, and it's like macro friendly, all of that, protein, carbs, fats, all of that. It's fire.
Peng meng.
Um, yeah, shit's literally smack. Let's see if I got any other topics to touch on. Let's see. What's good? What up, activists? Almonds right now. Shout out almonds. Let me
Sure.
ask you this: do you have any like whenever you make content, whatnot? Do you have any inspirations that you kind of channel from? Like, you have, I want to say like, do you have anybody that you kind of model your videos after? When you watch a video, you're like, "Ooh, make a video like that, and you kind of script and you structure the video kind of like how they do it? Do you have anybody like that you kind of look up to in that sense?
I suppose you could say Hamza. I suppose. Like,
Hamza?
yeah, I think you can kind of see my videos like the
Yeah.
similarities, but like obviously recently I've been trying to just try and do my own thing now. Like hence my recent video, I basically went away to try and find like my own style. So yeah, but basically yeah, Hamza would be like the model, I suppose, because I've been watching him since like December 2020. So I've been watching him for like a while, and yeah, that's why I guess you could say like my answer would be Hamza. What about you though?
Shoot. I'd say I have multiple because I want to say I make like multiple types of videos. Like for example, like I kind of have this series where I work out and eat like somebody, like a athlete or whatever. And the first person I saw doing that, he's not even in the self improvement community, but Cash Nasty. He's like a 2K YouTuber streamer type person, and he's really into like lifting weights. And I saw him. He has like a series where he eats and trains like an NBA player. So I saw that, and somebody recommended that to me. It was like, "Yo, you should do this." And I was like, that's actually pretty dope. And the first video I did like that, it was last August. It was around the Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fight. So I was like, you know what, that's trending. It's pretty popping right now. So I'm gonna eat and train like Jake Paul. And I did that. It was actually really fun. And that's kind of my inspiration for those type videos. As for like the sit down, like in my room, talk to the camera type videos, I'll say really, I'd say Jordan and kind of Von to Cut. Yeah, that was my guy. I remember watching him through the pandemic, through quarantine. I'm pretty sure everybody was watching him through quarantine. So yeah, Von to Cut. And yeah, those are really my main inspirations as far as actually making the videos goes. I just had another question, but oh yeah, I want to talk about YouTube and the process and creating videos and things like that. I know some people in the stream or people that are gonna watch the stream back and they're a YouTuber or they want to start making videos. What's the number one best piece of advice you have for somebody that wants to get into YouTube or start making videos?
Let me think.
It doesn't have to be just one piece of advice. It could be like 2, 3, whatever. But
best advice you give to like someone just starting right away?
Yeah. No subscribers, no videos, just post right now. What's the number one advice?
I guess just start like immediately. Start as soon as you can. Start as early as you can. Create like a routine of like when you want to record videos. When you like what days you want to upload the videos as well. Like kind of have that beforehand, and then so that you're ready to go and do it. But I'd say as soon as you like started planning out when you wanted to record your videos, after that, record the video you want to record. Like literally start straight away.
Yeah, facts. I would say kind of goes along with yours, but start and be consistent early. Like be consistent very early. When you start, like you're making the base, you're making the foundation as soon as you start. So you don't want to, especially with YouTube and how the algorithm is, bro. You don't want to start making videos and be like, and a lot of people make this mistake. You don't want to make a video and wait 2 weeks to make a video, wait 3 weeks to make another video, and you post like 2 times, 3 times a month. A lot of people make that mistake. You want to start posting at least maybe 3, 4 times a week. Yeah. Especially, as a earlier, like a really small channel. I guess in the grand scheme of things, we're both really small channels, right? Exactly. But not only are we posting consistently, but like the quality of videos are getting higher and higher. I know somebody that may just be starting out, their video quality might not be as high. So it's more important for them to post a lot. I remember back like a year ago when I really first started, I was making videos every single day. And I wasn't even really thinking about it. It was literally just turning the camera and talking. I didn't have a script. I wasn't really editing the videos too much. It was kind of like I don't want to say podcast style, but like, it was really just turning the camera on, just talking to it.
Yeah.
As you get as you start getting some traction, as you start getting, subs and views and whatnot, from then on, then you're trying to figure out ways how to up the quality of the videos, so that the algorithm can start picking your videos up. Um, then from then on, that's when I want to say start getting burnt out, but it's just figuring out ways on like, oh, what can I do? Like, where can I put these cuts in these videos, or where can I zoom in, zoom out, stuff like that. Whenever you think about stuff like that and you're thinking and you're on that level, then it gets easier to get burnt out, in my opinion. I've been really burnt out on YouTube, maybe like once, twice, maybe 3 times. I've taken kind of like mini breaks. I don't know if you've had the same experience. Have you ever got burnt out or kind of needed a break because YouTube was kind of like, like too much at a certain time? Is that something you had to deal with?
Yeah, like when I had my first self-improvement channel, like
Mhm.
I was trying to upload, was it 3 times a week when I first started, and I just got burnt out because that was such an unrealistic expectation for me to do. So I literally got burnt out and didn't upload. And then I guess quite recently as well, I didn't film any videos in June this year. So they're all pre-recorded videos I'd filmed. So I kind of just took a little break, like a mental break, just to like kind of figure some stuff out for my channel and for myself as well. So yeah, I guess that's what it
Yeah,
was.
for sure. Yeah, I had to stop posting every single day. I remember, yeah, whenever I was doing that, it was like, oh, no, this is too much. Cause then it becomes quality versus quantity. I don't want to put out like less quality videos if I'm posting them every single day. I want to sacrifice, the quality of the videos, because that's really what, like, there's only like a certain percentage of people that can actually like really blow up and maintain whatever without like having high quality videos. And one person I think of off the top of my head is like Vaughn. He literally just turned on the camera and just talked, no edits, no nothing. Thumbnails weren't there. The dude was just real. He just turned on the camera and talked. But for most people, like, you gonna have to put some effort and some more effort into your videos. Um, but yeah. Um, shoot. Yeah, that's really. I had more, but I don't know why it's escaping my mind right now. But this is a good question. What are y'all's thoughts on leaving your hometown? Man,
Like, like in what context though? Just like in general, or like
yeah. I don't know why. The first thing I think of, like, I guess if I had to guess on his question, I guess he's talking about like, I don't know, like being like famous or whatever. Like, you get some type of traction. For example, if everybody, you blow up on YouTube and
yeah.
everybody in your town kind of knows about you. In that context, what are your thoughts on leaving your hometown?
Okay. You know what? I'd probably stay just for financial reasons, just so I could save money. I'd
Mm,
stay for a bit longer than expected, and then I'll move out. So yeah,
yeah.
that's what I do personally. But of course, everyone's gonna have different like answers,
Oh
different.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about you?
I probably do the same thing, honestly, because um I don't know if you know, but like in in rap, I guess it's really looked down upon to stay in your hometown after you made, because people get jealous, hate, whatever. But it's not like I'm a rapper or anything. Like, I literally just make YouTube videos from my room talking about like working out and getting better. So, and like from what I know, there's nobody that's like I knew in high school or whatever that like even hates or talks down on my channel at all. Like, most people don't even know I have a YouTube channel. So there's no really like a real reason to like move until like I'm financially ready, right?
Mm,
And there's not even a rush to go to like a big city like LA or
yeah,
New York, whatever, because it's like the internet. You can connect with people anywhere, anytime. Like, you in the UK, I'm in Texas, and we're on a stream right now.
yeah,
So um I feel like nowadays, like, there's really no rush in like leaving your city, or even moving out, especially with the way like the economy and inflation and whatnot. Like, it's cracked. But um thoughts on leaving my hometown? I mean, there's not really a reason to. It's chill, but eventually, um you know, once I get monetized and the channel takes off, then I'm going to have to really think about that for sure. But yeah, um, I had another question. Another question pertaining to YouTube. I don't know. I really don't know why I'm forgetting. But um, what are your okay? I don't know if you really like to talk on this, like on stream or even in general. But do you have any goals for the end of the year as far as YouTube goes?
Okay, I'll be honest. Me personally, I don't really like talking about my goals to other people because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like when I do, then I get like a sense of accomplishment that I actually did it when I didn't, and then afterwards I won't work as hard towards it. Like that. It's just a personal thing. I don't really like doing it, but I'll
Yeah,
give like a brief summary, like pretty much just get like more subscribers. I guess that's really much
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah. You don't have to talk about it if you know. I know some people are like that. I know me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm low key like I feel like I'm the opposite. Like I'll say whatever. I'll tell my goals out, and it's kind of like an extra it like pressure on me to actually go and get it because if I say something, obviously I want to achieve it. I want to do it. You know, so yeah, like I'll tell people my goals, and I'll be like, and I'll be confident enough to tell people my goals and be like, yeah, like this is what I want to do, and people will be like, oh, you're crazy. This, that, that. I'm like, nah, like that's like I can envision myself doing that. You know, I always told one thing I told people last year I was gonna get 1K subs by the end of 2021, and in June I had like 89. I had 89 subs. I didn't even have 100. I didn't even have 89. I had like 72. In June 2021, I had 6 months to get 1K, and then I got 1K in like November. You know, so um yeah, and it just feels so much better. It's because it's like I told y'all, you know, I told y'all I was gonna do it. So um yeah, that's how I keep track of my goals. I just tell people, and whenever it happens, I'll be like, you know, I told y'all. Y'all didn't believe in me. But yeah.
Prove them wrong, man. Prove them wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. But let's see. If y'all got any more questions, go ahead. I'm gonna wrap this. We're gonna wrap the stream with maybe like 10, 15 minutes. What's the time difference? I actually don't know. I don't know if it's super late for you or it's like, but no,
It's,
what's
it's only 10 past 9 here.
oh, okay. So it's not that late, but I don't want to like keep you, you know, like till like whatever, like midnight or whatever. So we're gonna wrap it up like 20 minutes. Um, shoot, I should have wrote down more questions. Let me ask you this.
All
Let me
right.
ask you this. This is something I've been thinking about, but whenever you get that first YouTube check, right? When you get the first YouTube big check, what is the first thing that you're gonna buy? What's the first thing you're gonna spend your hard-earned YouTube money on?
Fuck, I haven't even thought about that question. Fuck. Right.
Yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about recently. I was like, what's something I've heard different answers. I've heard different people speak on it, and it's a cool little question. I can go first. The first thing that I'm gonna buy with YouTube money is I have two choices. I really have two answers top of my head. I don't know which one for sure, but I'm either going to buy a pair, and they both have reasons why. I'm either gonna get a pair of Air Force Ones, but I'm not gonna wear them. A pair of Air Force Ones, or depending on how much I make, probably a new camera. Now, there's probably like shoes or a camera. That's weird. The reason Air Force Ones, because when I first like my first job ever, the first thing I bought was Air Force Ones, right? So with YouTube and me getting the same amount of money, whatever, buying the Air Force Ones, I'm not gonna wear them though. It's just to prove that I can really buy whatever. I can really get the same thing working a regular job or doing like following my passion, right? It's the same. It's the same money. It's the same whatever. I could do the same thing. I could get the same items, whatever, with YouTube. I don't need a real job. I don't need whatever. You feel me? It's the same whatever. So every time I look at those pair of shoes, whatnot, it's like a motivator. It's like I did that, you know, making videos. I didn't have to go clock in anywhere. I didn't have to go punch in, whatever. I just did that, doing what I wanted to do and making these videos, you know. So Yeah, that's my answer. I don't know if you have a answer right now, but I want to hear.
I'll be honest, I actually don't know, man. I need more time to think about it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I never thought about that question. It's a good one though.
Yeah. So when I get monetized, I'm buying cows a plane ticket to Sri Lanka. That's funny.
Come on,
So,
man.
yeah. That's crazy. He said, "How did that? That's crazy."
Oh shit.
Shoot,
Hold on.
Akash, if you want to get, hey, Akash, you better step your game up, bro. You better step your game up. You can't get monetized posting shorts, my boy. We need them videos back. Hey, tell you and your brother, hey, we need them videos back for real.
Yeah.
Stop playing. But man, hey, Akash, I was telling him, hey, Texas heat is different. I was telling him at the beginning of the stream, Akash, I know you know, but it's like it's how is it? Okay, so it actually rose. It's like whatchamacallit? Now it feels like 108. How much is that? It's like now it's like 40 degrees Celsius now. It's like 40, 41. It's different. I'm telling you that that heat is different here. Gosh, tell him, bro. Said bonnet business gonna go stupid. Yeah. Shoot, when I get monetized, he said it's 105. I was like, we can make fish and chips on the road here.
Nah, make fish and chips.
Fish and chips, bro. That's something I never understood. I was like, why? Like the lingo is so funny, bro. Like chips is like fries. What is what do y'all call cookies? Because it's not. Is it biscuits? Y'all call them biscuits. Yeah. Okay, so what do you call biscuits then? Like, what do you call like the American biscuits over there?
Like what? Like I don't know what you mean. That's the thing. Wait.
Hold on, let me show you.
American biscuit.
Like these.
Go on, show me.
Like these right here. What do you call these then?
Oh, like muffins.
So you call those muffins?
But we also call like muffins as well. Like, you know, the ones with the little cake and like the chips inside. Yeah.
It's calm, bro. It's calm.
Yeah, it's calm, bro. It's calm. I said that quite a lot to you guys.
Yeah, that's the. He said we had a whole. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I want to talk about that too. Like, so, because I remember whenever y'all streaming, y'all talking about pavement and sidewalk.
Yeah.
People like how we call it sidewalk, but y'all call it pavement, right? And that's so weird. Like, or like a trash can. Like, what do y'all call that? Y'all don't call it a trash can over there, or like a garbage.
You just call it the bin or like the rubbish.
Bin, yeah, a bin. Yeah, a bin. Like, that's so. What else, y'all? Because that's like I can't even wrap my head around it. Like a muffin, a cookie. Like, what do you? So what's a crisp?
A crisp is chips for you guys.
You don't say okay. So crisp is chips, and fries are chips. No,
yeah,
crisp,
Our fries. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So fries here are chips there, and chips here are crisp there.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
That's wild. But I know over there it's like different areas have different lingo, right? It's not just one like universal like lingo. Like different areas have their own whatever.
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy. It's a snow. Oh my goodness, this guy here. He said, "Give me a pickup line." You funny as hell. You funny as hell. Nah, just literally just pull up this stream, bro. Akash, just pull up the stream, man. Yeah, I promise you got it. But yeah, same here. In the US, we got different lingo, like north and south. It's really the main like lingo difference barriers from north and south. Like, for example, soda. Like, people in the north don't call it soda, it's pop. But people, they call it pop up there. We call it soda. And of course, there's different accents and stuff. Like, I don't even really think I have an accent, like a southern accent. Some people like hear it kind of like some people say I have an accent, a southern accent, but I don't. I mean, of course, I'm from here, so I wouldn't think I have an accent. But yeah, it's just a whole Akash. I'm sure you can chip on this. Akash, you don't have an accent at all. Like you just sound like a regular person. You say in Florida we say jit. Yeah, Rhode Island when you tap a girl it's called cracking.
Cracking.
Oh, like what CG says, huh? That's everywhere though. I've heard that everywhere. It's like cracking. It's just it's funny. I don't know if you've heard. I don't know if you like familiar with like different U.S. accents or anything, but have you heard a Baltimore accent?
Nah, never. What's it like?
Hold on, I gotta play it, bro. They have their like a complete different language over there. Like
Wow,
it doesn't even sound like English. Like hold on.
wow.
Or like a Memphis accent or anything like that. Let me play a Baltimore accent. He said, hold on, let me play this. Why is it so quiet? But yeah, anybody said Baltimore is the United States new capital.
Fair enough, though. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's absolutely it's wicked, bro. I wish I could put. I don't know why it's bugging, but yeah, Baltimore accents are wild. Anybody that knows, they know. Shoot, but anyway, I think I can. If anybody has any last minute questions, you could drop them. This has been a cool little dope conversation, dope stream. I'd love to have you on the channel again anytime.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody for hopping on, taking the time out your day to come watch our conversation, come chop it up, and hopefully you learn something about me and my boy Kevin. But shoot, if y'all don't have any questions, man, it's been a dope time. You have anything you want to say last minute?
I've got one question I've asked quite a lot of people. So you're 19, right? So
Yes, sir.
25-year-old Pierre wish he knew about when he was 19 years old?
Man, that's a good question. What does 25-year-old me say the question again?
What does 25-year-old Pierre wish he knew about when he was 19 years old? So when he was the age you're at right now.
Man. I'm still kind of figuring this out right now, but learning how to just this is something I'm still in the process and something I've been thinking about for a while actually. But thanks. But that's a good question. That's a really good question. But learning how to get ahead of the curve. And what I mean by that is what am I like with every hour, every 10 minutes, every minute, every second? It's what am I doing to get ahead of everybody? And I think about this all the time because especially in YouTube, right? Of course, it's not really a competition. We all want the same goal, right? Obviously whether that's financial freedom with YouTube, changing people's lives. We all want the same thing, right? But what am I doing that's gonna not only set me apart, but set myself up for when I am 25, right? Because I don't want to be 25 and regret the choices I made now. You feel me? So it's kind of like, whatever I was talking about earlier, like with procrastination and, not using my time as effectively. What can I do to minimize, not only mitigate that, but learn something from somebody like Elon Musk who works like 18 hours a day. Six out of 24 hours he's sleeping, eating, whatnot. 18 hours he's working on whatever his businesses, his companies. So how can I channel that? How can I channel that and be more productive with my time? Because everybody has the same 24 hours, right? How many of those hours are you using to get ahead, right? And one thing my uncle, and this stuck with me. This is the one thing that stuck with me. This really kind of kickstarted this whole process of thinking in my head. But I was with my uncle and he looked at me and he sees the muscle, he sees like how I'm built and whatnot, right? And he's kind of like that took a long time to do, right? And I was like, yeah. He was like, if you used If you spent the same amount of time working on your body a day that you spend, into YouTube or school or whatnot, think of how far you can get along with those two things in a year. And it just stuck with me. Like I've never heard anything that stuck with me so much, you know, because if we spend an hour and 30 minutes a day or 2 hours working, working out, working on our bodies and whatnot, we could do the same thing with studying or with YouTube, thinking of videos or different ideas and whatnot, and see the progress we make in 6 months to a year. You feel me? So that's something I would, tell myself more about now as a 25-year-old. Real talk.
Valid answer, man. I appreciate that.
Man, I appreciate that question, bro. It really made me think. And yeah, I hope everybody in here, I hope y'all learned something from that. But think about this. The number one, the best thing that you're, whatever, whether that's video games, if you spend 2 hours a day on video games and you're really good at video games, or 2 hours a day working out and you're really good with your body, those same 2 hours that you use for that, do it into something that, you're not as good at. And it sounds so simple, but it's really true. If you spend the same amount of hours working on your body or whatever as your passion, bro, you're going to get so far, promise that. But yeah, but on that note, I think that was dope. I think we got in the stream off that. That was fire. So if y'all haven't subbed to my boy, go ahead, subscribe. Channels in the title. I'm gonna put in the comments in the description everywhere. I appreciate you for coming on again.
Thanks
We
for
should
having
do
me.
this again sometime in the future. For real. But on that note, we're gonna catch you on the next one. Peace. Thanks for joining, y'all.